Hey everyone, it's Jim. Today I want to talk about winter weather in Boise, Idaho. I think a lot of you that might be considering moving here or that are relocating here from other places are in, I don't know, Southern California or Texas or someplace with a warmer climate, and you might look at Idaho and say, "Oh, geez, it touches Canada. It's probably insanely cold up there." That is definitely the case for parts of Idaho, but that is not the case for Boise. Boise is in a valley. It's only at 2,700 feet elevation, and it actually has extremely mild winters. So um, we have 4 seasons here. It's really lovely weather, but let me show you a little data and we'll dig into what I'm talking about on how mild the weather is here. Okay, so a couple things I want to point out here. We're at weather.gov for the Boise area, and I'm just looking at daily data from December of 2024, last month. And a couple things I want to point out. One is if you look at the temperature, the maximum or high was above freezing every day except for 3 days, the fifth, sixth, and seventh of, or well, there's a maybe fourth one, but basically the temperature was above freezing almost every day in December. And yes, it got down to, in the 20s, 21 on the 11th. Some of the lows were in the 30s above freezing. So even if it did snow, the weather here is warm enough where it always melts off really fast. And you can see in the snow column, new snow was 0 the entire time, December. No snow depth whatsoever for December. So if we switch over to January, we'll see that the high temperatures were similarly above freezing. Let's see, on the 20th, we had a day that the high was 30. And then, yes, there has been a string of days, especially since the 18th, where it's been down in the teens overnight. We did have a morning where it was 12 as the low. But you can see here in the snow column, we got 2 inches of new snow on January 1st. And there was about an inch of depth the next day, gone the next day. We got about a third of an inch of snow on the 10th, gone the next morning. I was out there walking around. It didn't even collect on the roads and parking lots because it just melted off. And it was gone on the grass by noon that day. So I just want to point this out because I think a lot of folks are considering Boise and they're thinking to themselves, well, I'm going to need snow tires. I'm going to need like a special vehicle that can drive in the snow. That is not the case in Boise. And so there's one other thing I just want to show you really quick. So we're here in this valley, and here is the National Weather Service has a Boise branch, and on Facebook they just put out this predicted snowfall information. I think this is super interesting. So Boise's down here in kind of center, and they're predicting snowfall of less than 1 inch. This is like the atmospheric river or whatever is coming off of the Pacific coast. Tons of precipitation coming. Virtually no snow in Boise because we're down in this valley. Then if you look at to the north and east of us, you see all this dark red. So one of the coolest things about the weather in Boise is that you take advantage of this mild winter weather. And then if you want to go up in the mountains and enjoy the snow, you have all these mountains within, let's say an hour to 2.5 hours where you can go participate in all kinds of snow activities if you want to. So here's McCall up here in the kind of northern part of the top part of this chart. One of my favorite towns in Idaho. They're expected to get 12 to 18 inches. That's insane. And they even have the ski areas over here on the left. So Bogus Basin, the one that's a half an hour north of town, 12 to 18 inches. The two ski resorts that are near McCall are Tamarack. So Tamarack's supposed to get 24 to 30 inches this weekend. The other one is Brundage. Brundage, 24 to 30 this weekend. That's 2 hours north of Boise, where we're getting less than an inch. They're getting 30 inches. Um, it's a cool way to be able to get access to snow stuff, but still live in a fairly mild climate. And I'll also just note, because it's a fun town, Sun Valley is expected to get 18 to 24 inches. It's over here, basically just on the north side of Haley, over here on the right side over here. So the bottom line here is, if you're considering Boise, you should understand that it's the driving conditions are great. It's a very mild winter here. I think on average they get about 20 inches of snow. So reach out if you have any questions. If you have any other questions about the weather here, the spring, summer, fall, whatever you want to talk about, snow, ski resorts, anything like that, give me a shout. I'd be happy to connect and help you kind of explore the area and learn a little bit more about some of the activities here that you can participate in the winter. Thanks so much.